Hi, good afternoon. It's Friday, and I'm going to talk about luxury project number 8 and also the option 1, which is doing your final product project and presentation for the luxury brand versus the Brooklyn business. So I'm sorry that I wasn't clear on Blackboard when I told you that we have an extension of the projects that are due this week, and that includes this project, luxury assignment number 8, which would have been due this Friday, but and it is not due this Sunday. You have some more time for this. I know it's your spring break next week, but please get this one in by Friday the 13th. And what you have to do for luxury assignment number 8, for some of you it's no problem. Excuse me, my phone is buzzing here. Um, anyway, we'll just ignore it. So luxury project number 8. So for the structure of how you're going to do this, it's going to be a SWOT analysis. And we talked about this, we read about this in marketing. It's a very concise way for getting your ideas across and summarizing it in a way that, let's say, a lot of executives who have who are very busy and who don't have much time and who have a very low attention span, a very short attention span, I guess we could say, we'd be able to get the salient, the most important points. But you can do it in any way you see fit. You can, for example, in a paragraph format, you might want to start out by discussing what's very strong about your brand, what it's doing very well. You might want to include some photos. For example, you can do some screenshots if you're talking about a contest or a competition that they ran on their website that was extremely effective, or the way they organize information and pricing and show products, and you want to demonstrate when you select a product how you get to the screen and the information that's contained. You might want to include that. That would be great. And you might have a couple of bullet points, and then you might have some analysis underneath those bullet points, or maybe more form of a text, just a paragraph. So what's it doing very well first to begin with? Especially think about in marketing. If you're making a presentation, you're going to be making the presentation ultimately to the people who are responsible for the brand. And one of the things that you hear a lot from people who work in marketing, and you find out if you ever do any kind of consulting, and it may seem counterintuitive, it may seem nonsensical, but oftentimes, and it's not so, perhaps not so surprising, people, companies, for example, pay a lot of money to have a lot of this analysis done, but maybe what they really want to hear often, and just like people, right? What they really want to hear is praise. They want to hear good things about themselves. So you do want to give them some of that at least before you say what's really terrible and awful and horrible. You don't want to just say bad things. And indeed, what sometimes does happen is that companies want to pat themselves on the back, and they're willing to pay a lot of money sometimes just to hear how good they are and what they might do a little differently, and they may not ever really even do those things. So it's sometimes surprising to people that, and can be discouraging if you spend a lot of time and effort in doing this analysis, and then you find out that really they're not willing to even hear their bad points. It's probably not so different from maybe an individual going to psychotherapy for years and years and really not making very much progress, or couples going to therapy and making the same mistakes and doing the same things over and over. So they're paying all this money, they're getting this advice, but they're used to, or they're getting some benefits out of doing things the way they're accustomed to doing them, and it's very hard to change. But in any case, we want to highlight, and I'm sure all these brands, they're successful brands, obviously. So no matter how much we want to criticize them, they're doing a lot of good things. They're doing a lot of things that are right, and they're attracting international attention and aspiration of people who would love to have these products and to be able to afford them. So certainly they are doing quite a lot good, and we want to talk about some of their strengths. What are some of their weaknesses? Now we're dealing particularly with the issue of websites, so we're going to be more detailed and more specific about what things are not working very well and could be improved upon on the website. So you want to give definite examples, clear examples. And then you want to talk about opportunities. So, in this SWOT analysis, you're going to be taking you're going to be focusing on a particular area. Some people are going to be looking at social media, some people are going to be looking at more at e-commerce. It depends on what you've decided to focus on. And you might want to say that if what I mean to say, you might want to say in your strengths section that they are really very effective in how they organize the website, and how searchability for products is very easy and is very straightforward. So then you might not need to really spend much time on that, because that's a strength, that's something that they have successfully achieved. And so then you might talk about in your weakness that this is an area of particular interest that the company has to focus on. And so you're going to spend the rest of your report really dealing more directly and more in depth on that particular issue, the weakness. So what are opportunities? What are things? This is the chance for you to give your creative ideas. This is the opportunity for you to say what you think the brand could be doing differently that would put it, would get it attention by a different, for example, by a different segment, a different demographic, or what it could do to make itself more exciting, more approachable, more interesting to younger people, easier to use, whatever it is that you're going to talk about, you want to talk about in that section. And you might bring in examples of other brands that are doing it successfully, whatever it is that you want to recommend. So you might give examples. And again, you can use pictures. You might be able to use a screenshot of another brand's website to show it doesn't have to be a brand in luxury. It can be, it can be a brand, it can be Amazon. So if your brand has trouble in terms of navigation and it takes too long to find things, and a lot of the information is not relevant that you find after you're searching, you might want to show how Amazon doesn't have that problem. And Amazon keeps it simple, but it gets it right. And therefore the brand might do a lot of good by eliminating some of the bells and whistles, but really getting that search function to the point where it's very effective, very efficient, and that people won't get turned off at that point because they can't find what they need. So you want to give examples too of things that need to be changed and how they can be changed, and what could be an opportunity for the brand to broaden its scope, to communicate more effectively with customers. Perhaps they could be doing more educational things. They could be doing more kinds of competitions, or tying in with other, maybe they shouldn't always be talking about selling, but they could be connecting the brand to other kinds of experiences that could be related. Maybe in the art world, maybe in the world of music or popular culture. What could the brand be affiliating itself with that might create a better brand message and create a more cohesive and a more understandable brand identity. So that you can do. And then you need to talk about the threats. What are, obviously, other luxury brands are going to be a threat. Other brands that are marketing themselves primarily to the same kind of demographic can be a really direct threat. And talk about that's an opportunity to also talk about what other brands might be doing more effectively. Are they updating their Twitter account much more regularly? Are they interacting in a more authentic or genuine way with consumers? You can also be looking at, I mentioned before, the NYU Stern School has an MBA program on luxury fashion. And in that program and on their website, it's called L2. You can search, you can very quickly find lots of reports, lots of information, lots of analysis they've done about brands. And so they've already identified some of the threats that various brands are facing. And you can, you mentioned, you can cite them, of course, and you can think of ideas totally on your own. But when you think of somebody else's idea, you mention it and you cite them, and then you elaborate a little bit on it to bring it in a different direction, you bring your own approach to it. Now, these projects are also group projects, so if there's disagreement, that's an interesting thing to bring about. If you completely see things eye to eye, you want to indicate that somehow in your SWOT analysis. If there have been points where, two of the group members are troubled by something and others don't really feel it's a problem, that's something to mention, because that's an important kind of dialogue that you have within the group, and you bring that to the brand. You say that we've been discussing this, we've been troubled about, or we've been very concerned about this issue, and while some of us feel that it's not an issue because the brand is so successful, and that, in another way, so that it may not really be an issue. For some of us, we do feel that this is an issue, or it's an issue for this type of customer and maybe not for that type of customer. And so you want to bring that as a potential issue to the brand's attention. So that's what you should be doing for the SWOT analysis. With any of these projects, if there are areas that you're confused about, if that you're not clear about, that's something else that you can mention. So if you were really a consultant and you were unable to understand something, and you were unable to really come to any conclusion because it wasn't clear, that's something that you would raise that question and say, although we looked into this problem, we were not clear about what the brand was trying to communicate. It was not evident, and we're not sure about what your position is. We're not sure why you don't want to sell certain kinds of products online, but you hardly sell any men's products online, but you're selling 80% of the merchandise that you have in the store you're selling online for women, and you're only doing 10% for men. We're not clear on why that is. It's not obvious, it's not evident, and we think the brand needs to explain that. Some of you might have gotten in touch with the brand. Some of you might have tried unsuccessfully. You may want to mention that in your SWOT analysis as well. That's important. Obviously, if you were a consultant, you would be able to call them up and they would answer your questions. We don't have that luxury, but you can mention if you tried to do something like that. So as for option one, remember we are actually getting closer and closer to the end of the semester, and option number one, if you decide to do your final project on the luxury brand versus the Brooklyn business, it's going to be due on April 27th. So that's not very far from where we are today, actually. So what you have to do for your luxury project, it's going to be graded by the professor, by me, and also by students. So it's an interesting project in that we're going to get to see what other people have been doing, and I think that's going to be very interesting because some of us have been working on the same brands. We don't know what other people have been doing. If we were in class, we might have had some interaction and some perhaps presentations of all our projects, but we're going to also do that online to a certain extent. So for the project, if you decide you want to do the luxury project, you're going to propose some solutions for the brand. So you're going to be very direct, and you're going to take all that knowledge that you have done throughout that you've accumulated throughout the semester, that you have summarized very concisely and very directly in the SWOT analysis, and now you're going to really present us. You're not going to really be presenting us with the entire SWOT analysis. You're going to try to, in some way, summarize that in a couple of lines, of course. But what you're going to be doing is you're going to be focusing in on a key issue. You're going to be focusing on what you found to be most intriguing, most interesting, most pressing, most urgent that has to be dealt with by this brand. So again, you might want to talk about also some positives, but you want to get down to something that you feel has to be changed or has to be developed or has to be invented. It's your idea now. And that comes from your collective and accumulated knowledge that you have been building up throughout the semester. And you're going to be graded on this presentation. It's going to be in the form of a PowerPoint, and it's going to be limited to 5 minutes. Now you can decide if you want to do it differently. I'm suggesting a PowerPoint because that's something that we can access and we can look at. If you wanted to do something like a video, if you wanted to do something in a different format, in more of a text document with links perhaps to the website or to small videos, whatever it is that you want to do, you can be creative, but let's try to limit it to what would amount to approximately 5 minutes of time for the person who's viewing it. Now that's obviously, if it's a video, you can time it down to the second. But if it's a PowerPoint, how much time each person spends on the screen is. But let's just try to make it into what you think would be about a 5-minute presentation if you were doing it in class. So it's going to take some guesswork. But if it's something that has 95 screens plus embedded videos, that's going to take a lot longer, and the videos are each 5 minutes, that's going to take a lot longer. So you have to gauge it somehow so that the person isn't going to be expected to spend more than 5 minutes and be able to get through it from start to finish. You're going to send me the link to this video, to this PowerPoint, to this text document, whatever you finally decided upon handing in, And I'm going to put it up on Blackboard. I'm going to create a separate tab, put it up on Blackboard. So it's going to be due the 27th of April. It's going to be 15 points, and I'm going to add up all the points that everybody assigns to it. So that's an option. And the other option is to stop with assignment number 8 for luxury, the SWOT analysis, and then to prepare to do your final analysis for the Brooklyn Business Base project. So thanks for listening, and have a very good weekend.